Hello, beautiful being. Welcome to In Her Dreams and welcome to your reading. I am so grateful that you're taking time to tune in to see what messages are flowing in from Spirit for you. Ashe. Thank you, Divine. Alright, so Spirit has been bringing through messages for you all day. Actually, since yesterday. Okay? So, I jotted down a couple notes. I want to relay this message to you to make sure that it comes through and that it brings your spirit peace. Okay? A message came through. A phrase. Okay, Spirit is saying the vision for your future will never require you to dim your light. So things regarding the sun kept coming through. Sun energy might be coming through for you as well. But it came through in 3 songs that I'm going to share with you as well, because it's definitely significant, the messages coming through. As far as how Spirit is saying not to dim your light, that's regarding playing it small. They don't want you to play it small. Spirit wants you to never shrink yourself in order to make someone else comfortable. And they said, on your path, a lot of people are going to see you as a threat. Let them. 144 on the timer. Let them. If somebody feels that by you protecting your peace, by you doing what you are called to do, and by you minding your business, if they feel that that makes you a threat, good. Because there's some kind of lesson there that they need to get. So hopefully they will sit back and get the lesson, okay? But them seeing you as a threat is not your problem to have to deal with, okay? So Divine says carry on. They're not your problem. Carry on, okay? Also, Divine does not want you to dim your light as far as calling it quits. Regarding your passions, your convictions, whatever it is that you feel drawn to fight for, or whatever it is that you feel led to share with the world, or share with your community, or to do, or to create. Don't ever stop doing that. Because it's the key to your healing, and it's the key to your divine purpose, what you feel drawn to. For some of you, you feel drawn to truth and justice. For some of you, you feel drawn to making the world more beautiful. Okay, you might create something that's beautiful. But whatever it is, keep doing it. Also, don't call it quits with getting up in the morning and living another day, because that came through as well. One of the songs that I channeled is by Chris Cornell, Soundgarden. And he was one of those deep beings that was so creative, but he also was so in tune with the pain of the world. And it's important to not allow the pain that we go through to engulf us, okay, and to convince us that it's just all too much. So Divine says that you are here with a divine, beautiful purpose, and there is no reason for which you should ever quit. All right. So the 3 songs that came through, one was Black Hole Sun. Black hole sun, won't you come wash away the rain? Black hole sun, won't you come, won't you come? I love that song. And you know, there's something about the darkness that you have seen, that you've experienced, perhaps even through an attack by another person or other people, or it could just be an experience that you went through that really tried your patience, tried your sanity, tried your strength. Divine is saying that there's cleansing energy that's coming. And there's also a lot of exposure that's coming through as well. This already could have happened, but if not, it's on the way, okay? And this is going to bring relief. The next song that came through was People of the Sun by Rage Against the Machine. And, you know, that's about the beautiful indigenous people always being powerful, no matter what they've experienced by colonizers, with colonizers, okay? So in that same way, there's someone who thought that they could conquer you, just like the colonizers thought that they could conquer the indigenous people, trying to wipe out their culture, wipe out their spirituality, wipe out their connection with the divine, wipe out their inheritance, okay? There's somebody who thought they could do that to you as well. There is someone who has attacked you, who has the spirit of a colonizer. And it doesn't matter if race played a factor in your situation or not. This person who came against you, or these people who came against you, they have the spirit of a colonizer. And they attacked you because of greed and lust. But I love the spirit of that song because it's about that connection with divine winning. And in this case, in the song, it's through the indigenous people. But there's no one who can take away your inheritance, your spiritual connection. Nobody can do that. And the last song that came through was House of the Rising Sun by the Animals. Now, this in particular has a lot to do with what your enemy or enemies are currently experiencing. This song is a warning regarding living a lifestyle that pulls a person down. And specifically in this song, they're talking about gambling and alcoholism and anything that only feeds the lower self. But whoever it is that attacked you, that's exactly what is weighing them down, is their lower nature, because it's not balanced. They don't ever balance it with the light. They live in darkness, and that's all they know. That's all they choose to know. And that's one reason why they wanted to align with you and siphon from you. They didn't truly want to align with you. They wanted to appear as though they were aligning with you just so that they could siphon your energy and project the light that is inherently yours. But what they didn't realize is that they will never successfully do that. But they're realizing it now because they're swimming in darkness. They're swimming in their vices now, and they are drowning. Okay? You align with the frequency of the sun. In tarot, the sun represents vitality, happiness, joy, and success. And that's exactly what you're manifesting because that is truly your frequency. Okay? So I hope that resonates. That's what Spirit has been bringing me for 2 days. So I got it out. Ashe. Thank you, Divine. All right, let's go ahead and pull some cards and see what's coming through for you, beautiful being. Other than all this success and blessings and joy and relief, okay? I love that. I love that. Thank you, Spirit. What does this beautiful being need to know? Determination. This is Piscean energy. So your connection with Spirit, which came through with People of the Sun, right? Because the indigenous people have always been known for their connection with the divine and with the earth. But it's through your spiritual connection that you're able to maintain your determination. So whatever it is that you do to nurture your spirit, keep that up. Don't let anybody get in between you and your spiritual routine. And what's coming through is that it could have something to do with the water. The way that you bathe, maybe a ritual that you do in the shower or in the bathtub. Maybe something that you do as far as drinking water. Maybe you speak to your water, you speak life into your water, you program it before you drink it. Perhaps you drink tea with herbs in it. But there's something that you do related to water that nurtures your spirit. 10-10 on the timer. Keep doing it. Keep doing it, because it's going to nurture your spirit, your connection with spirit, with Great Spirit. And it's going to nurture your soul so that you have the determination to complete your goals. Okay? Yes, you are a determined being. There's nothing that can stop you. That's what was coming through with the sun energy. Consume, because there was somebody trying to consume you with dark energy. Because I'm seeing these moons here. Now, I associate the vulture with Mama Oshun, which is a beautiful energy. And it's a whole part of her story where she is sometimes seen as the peacock and sometimes seen as the vulture. And there's nothing inherently wrong with vultures because they serve a very important purpose in our ecosystem. And I think they're beautiful animals anyway. I really do. But this is someone here who was working on the dark end of the spectrum of vulture energy. They wanted to consume you. They wanted to, I'm hearing, eat you up. So there's somebody here who could have been doing this through lust, because that's what I'm getting with that wanting to eat you up. It's like they wanted to overtake you, overpower you. And I am getting that they were using dark rituals to do this. They operate out of an energy of death with these skulls here. And there are other people that they have brought to a state of failure. Their tactics have worked in order to bring someone to their end. You can take that how it resonates, whether it was the end of their physical life. I do see that whoever it was who attacked you, they have driven someone mad to the point where they may have ended or deleted themselves. We'll say that. And remember, that came through with that song by Chris Cornell. So it's coming through. And that's what this person has envisioned for you. But that would never occur. They will end nothing for you. And anything in your life that did come to an end because of this person, it needed to. So that ending brought new life. It made room for what truly deserves to be in your world, or what truly will stand with you. Whether it's something that you give your time and energy to, or your love to, or whatever. It could be a thing, a person, but it's truly meant for you. We're in the minute of 13, so I do get that something has ended in your world, but it was supposed to. But the endings that this person wanted for you, they never happened, and they never will. They never will. All right, defend. Yeah. This is Scorpio energy. You are not afraid to fight when you need to. And that's not something I usually talk about, is fighting, because I usually talk about going with the flow and allowing spirit to handle, but sometimes we do need to fight for what we love, fight for what we believe in, fight for what we honor, and defend. So there's something that you fought for, but you still did it in a frequency of love. You still do it. This is Scorpionic energy. So you still did it intuitively as you were guided by the divine. 1414 on the timer. You did it with temperance. You did it with balance and patience and peace. There is a way to fight. We are warriors, and that's what's coming through. Don't ever allow someone who's aligned with a karmic timeline to tell you how you should be spiritual, or to critique your spiritual path. I'm getting that there could be someone telling you that you need to forgive and allow someone back into your life. Absolutely not. Because it is not always in alignment with our divine path to let someone back in. In fact, in many cases, what's divinely aligned is for us to create either a boundary or a border, like a wall. Not to get on some presidential-ish, okay? I don't even want to say that name, but I'm not talking about something that creates division and strife. I'm talking about something that sets a very firm and clearly understood boundary, that someone knows that your energy is not to be played with. Your energy is not a game. Your spiritual path is not a game. And so there is no one who can tell you, there's no one who is karmically aligned that can tell you who you should be forgiving and what your forgiving path should look like. The path of forgiveness looks very different depending on who you are, who you're dealing with, and where you're going. But it never has to include continuing a relationship with somebody. See, there's somebody who wants to fight you on that. There's somebody who wants you to forgive them, but really they just want to play in your energy again. And you're not having that because you defend your energy. Yeah. Somebody wants to play, but you're busy working. Bees might be very dear to you. I'm getting that you work with intention. You're not, you know how some people are like fake busy? They do things just to stay busy. You are busy doing your soul's work. You're busy healing. You're busy loving yourself. You're busy setting intentions. You're busy forgiving yourself. You're really not bothered about anyone telling you that you need to forgive someone and open up your chakras to them. like how dare anybody say that you should open up your energy to anybody? That's for you to determine. But I am feeling that could be some pressure that you've experienced. But you're busy doing your soul's work. There could be, because I'm getting threes here. There could be other people in your business. This could be a group trying to influence you, surrounding you, and trying to influence something that you do. Something that's very precious to you. Something that you've been called to do. They're trying to influence you. So let's take a look at this. Where this influence is. Okay. They said these. Oh. Alright, we've got love. So many things I've got to tell you. Love. Yeah. I love that song. I believe it's just called Love by Music Soul Child. You have learned what love is to you. And you've learned this through pain. Because a part of your journey has included you learning what love is not. And so if there have been very grief-filled experiences that you've had, Divine is inviting you to see the benefit of what you've learned as far as what you don't want. Because sometimes that's what we get in life, is the non-example. The example of what we don't want to be or to manifest or to continue with. Yeah, somebody wanted you to have the struggle life. That could be this group that I'm seeing with this 3. It's just a 3 of Pentacles energy. That's what I'm getting. With those 3 honeycomb shapes there. Hexagons. Hex. Somebody may have wanted to hex you. Yeah, those are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they're hexagons. 6. Somebody may have wanted to hex you. They were working against your work. They saw you growing flowers. It could be literally if you're a gardener, or if you do something where you use flowers in your design or something, but I'm getting that this is also spiritually, figuratively. It's like you were growing and expanding, and they wanted to hex this growth. They wanted to stop it because it made them uncomfortable. They wanted you to feel bad, to feel badly. But bad came out. They wanted you to feel bad. I'm hearing, I'm bad. Michael Jackson, who's bad? Don't they call like Michael Jackson and people like him like a triple threat or something like that? Like it's like you were just too talented. You just had too much. Michael Jackson is known as a legend. These people know that that's your energy. You are legendary. And you're legendary because you have something very special that they can't put their finger on. And they have done so much to try to figure it out. They're obsessed. I'm getting that they have run your chart. With all these signs coming through, they have looked at your chart. We've got Pisces, Scorpio, I'm getting Capricorn right now because it's Capricorn season when I'm recording this. They have definitely looked into your chart to see what the secret is. They want to know your secret sauce. And it's just like you could sit there and stare at Michael Jackson all day long, footage of him, and try to figure out what it is, but he just had it. Because he was bad, okay? And that's how they saw you. So they wanted you to feel badly about being bad. You know what I'm saying? Like bad, like a threat. The thing that really takes it overboard for them is that you're not trying to be a threat. You're just being yourself. And that's all you've ever wanted to do, is be the best version of you. And so they couldn't even sit over here and call you arrogant and call you 2222 on the timer. They couldn't say that you're not balanced. Because you're truly living in a state of love. Love. Also, there's something about your ability to attract love that makes them very jealous. And so they wanted you to experience the struggle life. We've got regarding Henry here. Somebody wanted to cause a major downfall for you. And what I'm getting is a major accident. They were planning a physical attack. That is how demented and how delusional this person or these people are. I'm getting that it could be a group of 3. It could be more than that, but I'm looking at this 3 of Pentacles. It looks like a 3 of Pentacles to me. What else is coming through, Spirit? Yeah, these people suffer from mental illness, or this person. And they wanted you to suffer from that too, because they don't know how to fix themselves. They don't know how to heal themselves. But the thing is that they've been pointed in the right direction, even though they don't see the whole picture, because see, Spirit never shows all of that. If Spirit showed us the whole beginning to end, A through Z, what our path would look like, what would be the point of having any faith in divine or in ourselves? So a part of the challenge is just knowing that Spirit gives us snippets. You might get a vision. You might get a dream. You might have somebody speak from Spirit to you. You might see a sign. And those are our guiding nudges. And so this person or everyone in this group has received those guiding nudges, but they did not trust enough to move in that direction. So they had everything that you had. They had the guidance that they needed to at least get going in the right direction. But they gave up on themselves and they gave up on Spirit. And now they're mad at you because you listened to the voice of the divine. That's not your problem. That's not your problem. They don't know. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. And now because they're mentally ill at this point. They don't know how to even take the next step. They're completely lost. They're not online for their GPS. They don't know. They're not tapped in. It literally, the way they feel right now is like if you were going to make a cross-country trip without GPS, like not knowing anything. And you know, we used to have to use maps and stuff, right? We used to have to be more resourceful, but now we depend on GPS so often. But that's how they feel, is like they don't have a map, they don't have GPS, they have nothing, but yet they need to get somewhere. They don't know. They're lost. They're lost in the sauce, I'm hearing. They suffer from a small mind and hateful heart. They suffer from a small mind and a hateful heart. They do not have an imagination. And the reason is because an imagination has to be tapped into. That's how we get a rich imagination. We use it. They don't use their imagination. They just plot for evil purposes. The only frequency that they align with is greed, lust, and jealousy. So an imagination doesn't grow from that, it shrinks. And it becomes a one-track mind. How am I going to ruin this person? How am I going to bring them down? How am I going to ruin this plan? Blah, blah, blah. Whatever they see a person doing, they want to ruin it. That doesn't nurture an imagination. So they do. They have a small mind and a hateful heart. They're addicted to stalking you. They can't get enough. Okay, there's somebody in this group who is doing sex work, or they have done that. That's that animal, the animals song that came through, House of the Rising Sun. Yeah. That whole song is a warning about vices. And you know, there are beings who work from a higher frequency when they do sex work. There are beings that do that, and I think it's phenomenal, really, to be that aware of oneself that they can use it as a way to tap into certain frequencies, and in some cases even to heal, because in ancient times there were priests and priestesses who did use their sexual energy in order to heal. And so there are some people who are drawn to that work, and it's not a negative thing. But in many cases, it's not a positive thing, because a person is doing it out of either desperation or they're being forced to do it. But in this case, this person has chosen to do it because they want to feed their ego. They want to hear how talented they are, how beautiful they are, but I'm getting that their plan did not work out like that. That's the feedback they wanted to get, but it's not how it panned out for them. Their life is sad. Attacking you is all they look forward to. Wow. That is sad. But that's what they chose. Divine is saying to go to this deck right here. Graffiti. Thank you, Spirit. Tariff wars, intense economic conflict and power struggles. There's somebody who's fighting over money. In this group, some people are fighting over money, over resources. And they're fighting over money because they're broke. They don't have any. And so it's like grabbing for straws. Let me get what I can get. Because when a person is desperate, they'll fight for just the smallest thing. Home field advantage, power of familiarity, having the upper hand, strategic advantage, feeling safe in your own environment. That's what you've manifested. And that's what these people want. But they have unpaid debts. And this is a very strong deadbeat energy here. What did I say? This person has planned, because of their mental illness, They have planned to end everything for someone. And that's why they have so much debt, both financial debt and karmic debt, that they cannot get beyond. They can't do it. Nope. Peter Pan syndrome. So there's someone who does not want to take accountability or responsibility for anything that they've done. It says fear of aging, avoids responsibility, commitment, or emotional maturity. And see, the thing about you is that, because the whole Peter Pan thing, I think it is a vibe. Like on one end of the spectrum, it's this childlike magic that we can keep. It's this connection with our inner child that is so beautiful. That's how you are. You know how to go barefoot and walk in the grass and feel the rain and have fun. But what you have, the people who have attacked you, they're running away from accountability, from responsibility. They don't want to grow up. And that's why they're stuck. Desensitized, gradual emotional numbing or spiritual disconnect. Survival mode, limiting feelings or connection. There's someone here who was attacking you who cannot feel. And this is because they've numbed themselves out so much. That's one reason why they try to do this. This has become an addiction. It's almost as if what I'm getting is that this person already was addicted to sex. And so they figured, well, I might as well get paid for it. But that just makes it even worse, because then there's something that they're struggling with that they haven't addressed, and they're just trying to win from that. But it did not turn out that way. It didn't turn out that way at all. And so now they've become desensitized, and they've numbed themselves with substances, cyber flashing, sending obscene images to strangers online, violation of digital boundaries, unseen predator. This person disrespects themselves constantly, and they don't even realize that they're doing that. That's how they've become desensitized as well. They don't even realize that they disrespect themselves constantly. What else is coming through, Spirit? There's somebody who has a dad bod. Now, I always thought this card looked nice. I mean, if that's a dad bod, wow. Dad's doing pretty good. I mean, I don't know. But there's somebody, the message that's really coming through here is that someone is very obsessed with their physical image. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to look good. But this is going to a very obsessive extent. And what they're doing is they're demonizing other people. This is someone who goes around judging others. This is someone who goes around judging others, demonizing them, trying to make them feel insecure about themselves. And what I'm getting is that this person has used rituals to do this, spell work, to make a person feel that they are not enough. So they may have said little remarks under their breath, or to a person's face very directly, to make that person feel that they are not enough. Perhaps they did this to you. But if they didn't come right out and say it, I'm getting that they were projecting that energy, trying to get you to not like yourself, trying to get you to be obsessed with yourself. And see, that's significant. That this is a very, I mean, it looks like he works out. I'm seeing abs. Like, there's nothing, like, this looks like a very fit body. But they want this person to think that they have a dad bod. And I think all that is so superficial anyway. Dad bod, hot bod, whatever. What's your heart like? Like, that's what I'm looking at. But they want somebody to feel like they don't look good. And truly, they look amazing. And I feel like they may have tried to project this energy towards you. But I'm going back to when Michael Jackson came through. I'm bad, right? So you are a baddie. For sure. Like on all levels. Physically, spiritually. You are beautiful. And this is the energy that you radiate. But it makes them feel uncomfortable. So since they can't celebrate you, they want to attack you. And they want you to see them the way that they wish that you saw yourself. But you're not ever going to allow that to happen. Because you align with the frequency of the sun. And the sun rises every single day and shines beautifully. And even though in real life, you know, we have our rainy days because that's balanced too. But you are never going to dim your light for someone else. If you need to take a little rest or something like that, that's one thing. But you are never going to see yourself differently because someone is projecting negative energy your way. That's something that you will always rise above. It will never bring you down. And it will never stop you. I do like to say, like, you know, if you need to take a rest or if you need a day to just chill or whatever, because sometimes we get into this vibe of nobody's going to stop me and I have to keep going in order to prove something to my haters. If you need to take a break, if spirit is guiding you to just take some time, and it's truly because you just need to rest, then there is nothing wrong with that. And please don't allow anyone to turn you into a workaholic. Don't allow that. But that message that came through was about you not stopping because you want to make other people comfortable. Okay? So we can take a break, but it's all as far as why are we taking a break? That's what's important to consider. If it's to nurture your energy, take a break, but don't ever stop. Okay? All right. Let's pull a couple tarot cards and see what's coming through for you. Thank you, Divine. What does this beautiful being need to know? What do they need to know? That you are the High Priestess. That your intuition is strong. You are tapped in, tuned in, and you know what's up. Also, you have a very special relationship with the moon. You may have significant Cancerian energy. This is intuitive energy though, so it could be any of the water signs, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Also, there are things that have been hidden that you're being made aware of. This could come to you through your dream state, through visions, or any sort of sign or synchronicity. Pay attention to the songs that you hear, like the 3 songs that came through for you. If a song just randomly starts playing and you hear it, or a song seems louder than normal, it's trying to get your attention, that spirit getting your attention. And you can listen to the song, or you can look up the lyrics and dissect it a bit to see what spirit is bringing through. But this 5 of Cups, there's somebody who's very disappointed. They realize that they made a mess out of the gift that they were given regarding an opportunity with you. And they're crying over spilled milk. But the thing about it is that guilt doesn't fix anything. Guilt is a very natural reaction when we realize that we missed an opportunity, or that we maybe made a choice that did not turn out the way that we hoped. But it's what we do with that guilt that matters. And so these people who worked against you, they're not doing anything productive with their guilt. They're just trying to turn it back around on you and make things your fault. And so that'll never help anything or anyone. It's put them in a state of 2 of Swords where they're confused. I've also been getting a vision all day of someone trying to hide, but trying to get back into your energy by concealing themselves or by using the energy of someone else to hide themselves. So the vision that kept coming through was like a club when there's like a line outside and there's a bouncer there. And then, of course, they want to see your ID. I don't even know what the clubs are like anymore, but this is how it was when I was in the club 20 years ago. But anyway, they want to see your ID, and they would let sometimes a whole group in, or they do one by one, whatever the bouncer was in the mood for, right? But what I'm getting is that, first of all, it's like this person that's trying to get into your energy, they see you as the club, like you are the destination that they want to get into, right? They want to come into your space. And I'm seeing this beautiful home here, home field advantage. They see that you're building something, creating something. Also, what's coming through my vision as the club could be your business. It could be something that you're building. It could be literally your home. But it's a space that you're creating, or it's something that you're building. So what this person is doing in my vision is they're trying to hide behind somebody so that the bouncer doesn't see them sneaking in. So they're like trying to crouch down and walk along with a person so that the bouncer doesn't notice that they're getting in. So please be careful. If there is someone that you are, maybe you have an appointment with, or if you do sessions with people or something like that, there could be, I just heard a gimmick that someone's trying, like a trick that they're trying to pull, where they want to schedule with you as someone else, pretending to be someone else, and that way get information from you or just siphon your energy. Because this person is mentally ill. They might not even do it for any specific reason, like to ask certain questions of you or to do something specific. They just want to be around you because that stalking card did come through. It said that they're addicted to stalking you. So if it seems like, oh, they wouldn't go through all of that. This person knows. That's the one thing. They do know your value. They do know your value. They know that you are beautiful, prosperous, and that you're only tapping into more of those frequencies. So they want in. And they just want to, you know, I'm seeing, like, I think there was a scene in The Bodyguard where she had a stalker. And I think he had gotten a pair of her underwear or something, and he takes the underwear and he goes, it was so weird. It was meant to be creepy. It was a creepy scene. But I remember seeing that. I think that movie came out when I was like, I don't know, maybe 12 or so. And I just thought, ew, like that is freaky and creepy. But that's how this person is. So they're in a Two of Swords because they don't have access to you. So that's what they're trying to do. And look, with this Five of Cups and the Two of Swords there together, this is regret and confusion, indecision. So they're making decisions in a very low vibe state. That's not good. That's not good. Here at the bottom, we've got Hanged Man and Knight of Swords and the Fool. Yeah, this is your energy. Oh, and Six of Swords. I love it. So Hanged Man, I had seen this earlier today because I kept seeing the number 12. You know, that's the card for the, or the number for the Hanged Man. It's like somebody wanted to create a certain fate for you, but you turned that right around and you were like, I don't think so. Not today. And you switched it around and you realigned with your true destiny. And so with this Knight of Swords, you're moving quickly. You're saying something and it's of importance. 4444 on the timer. You know that you're protected, so you don't have to speak so cautiously to the point where you're second guessing yourself. Perhaps that's something that you used to do in the past. But with this Knight of Swords, what I'm getting is that you can speak with confidence. And it's not a reckless energy, it's a confident energy. You don't have to waste time going over things, trying to achieve perfection. Sometimes there's beauty, the most beauty, in our willingness to be imperfect. And that's just the truth. And it creates a sense of, what came to me was communion, camaraderie, communion, unity with other people. When you're willing to show your imperfect, I wanted to say imperfection, but imperfect was coming out, imperfect self. That is truly beautiful. You are perfect just the way you are. And so if you're a person like me that I used to love to edit everything so perfectly and but some of that was done out of fear. And it feels really good just to say, fuck it, I'm me. You know? And there is a lot of beauty in just letting yourself be. Letting yourself be. I'm getting Virgo energy here. I love Virgo energy because it's hardworking. It is very organized. And it brings this sense of duty and responsibility that we all need. But sometimes there is this desire to strive for perfection in that energy as well. And that's something that my Capricorn energy, Capricorn moon, I've experienced that. So with those earth energies, sometimes we have to reel it in and be like, I'm just going to be me. And that's perfect enough. Okay, so you've got this Fool energy that takes you to a more peaceful place where you're like, I can be free. I'm just who I am. And I love that. Loving who you are as you are takes you to this Six of Swords where you're cruising. And I definitely see you in this home field advantage. Whatever it is that you are building, creating, whether it's a business or if you maintain a home, if you are nurturing your sacred space within your home, whatever that is working for you. And it is a source of envy for whoever has come against you. But, you know, it's kind of funny because the people who try to work against us, they let us know from a very objective place what our strengths are, because it's always what they attack. If they attack your love life, then you know you got a good love. If they attack your finances, you know that you're blessed financially and that you have a natural ability to attain wealth. If they attack your health, you looking good. Okay? So whatever it is that these karmic beings attack, really they're letting you know what your strengths are. So that lets you know, okay, I'm going to keep working on that. I'm going to keep protecting it, nurturing it, growing it, and that's how you win. But your haters will let you know where you're really, really strong, because it's always what they go after. That's right. And you're going to keep winning, because that's the thing, is that they always wanted to get at you because you radiate this winning energy. 48 on the timer, but that's just who you are. And you will always radiate that. I'm getting that even when you were under attack from these people, you radiated the most beautiful light. The most beautiful. And it's also this beautiful way of how you embrace your shadows as well. Because we all have shadows. Every single one of us. And anybody who goes around telling you that they don't have shadows and they're only love and light, that's some bullshit. And you already know that they're on some bullshit. Okay? Let's see what Mama Oshun is bringing through for us. Thank you, Spirit. Oshun of Correspondence. This is about communicate. That's why that Knight of Swords came through. There's something that you're communicating in a very free way now. And that, beside the Fool and the Six of Swords, love. There's something you're supposed to be saying or writing and just like, I love it. It's like confidence. You're saying something or writing something or sharing something with this newfound confidence that no hater could destroy, no supporter could destroy, because sometimes it's the people who act like they're supporting you who are low-key hating, okay? Nobody could take this away from you. They've only made this better about you. I love it. Okay, so this is card 30. Oshun of Correspondence, Communication, Listening, and Conflict Resolution. Look at her. Does she look like she's bothered about any conflict? She's like, oh, you threw some ish at me? Oh, I'm even prettier now. That's the vibe. Yeah, that's the vibe. Okay, so card 30. Thank you, Mama Oshun. That's also the picture for the initiation of laughter. See, it's the same image that's on that card. So, laugh. Laugh. Have a good time. Okay? You might want to watch a comedy or just something that makes you laugh. You might be identifying or aligning with the frequency of humor. Some of you might be comedians. Yeah. Yeah. This is beautiful. Okay. The mantra is, I listen and speak with clarity and courage. Oh, it is. It's the initiation of laughter. Okay. Have you been holding something in? Speak your truth, but also be prepared to listen. Perhaps you've been all ears, but not voicing your own needs. Now's your time to be heard. The goddess reminds you that listening is as active a skill as speaking. Make space for others' voices, even as you raise your own. What to do now? The message is crystal clear. Master the art of dialogue. Whether it's a tough talk you've been avoiding or opening the lines of communication in a relationship, the time is now. Negotiations and partnerships could play a significant role right now. In business, love, or family, mutual understanding is the key to success. The energy of this goddess could also indicate that a critical message is on its way, so be open and receptive. Whether the news comes by word of mouth, email, or even a more spirited or more spiritual form of communication. Effective conversations can resolve conflict, create peace, and speak creativity. Open your throat chakra, clear any blockages, and let the words flow. Okay? This is for a healing ritual. You can light a blue candle for the throat chakra next to a bowl of water. Remember, water came through with that Piscean energy? And Mama Oshun represents the rivers and waters, fresh waters. Next to a bowl of water, place a piece of sodalite. You can use, it says or aquamarine crystal. You can use blue lace agate. What else is good for the throat chakra? Celestite or celestite, I believe it is. Write down your communication goals on a piece of paper and set it next to your oracle card. Well, you don't have this oracle card unless you have the deck, but you don't have to use the oracle card. Say the affirmation, open ears, open heart. My words are my art. 3 times, infusing the card, crystal, and paper with your intent. Dip your fingers in the bowl and sprinkle water over your intention and crystal. And if you want to do that and use the card, I'll put this up here so that you can screenshot it and use it for the ritual. Okay? I love it. I love it. You're using your voice to say something so powerful and so healing. And then you're opening up the space for dialogue, allowing yourself to hear what others have to say. And as long as it's said with good intentions, with positive intentions, and with the intention to heal, you can open up to that. Now, if it's not, if a person is on some BS, then you can be like, you're not the one, you know, and keep it moving. But yeah, I'm seeing you have positive dialogue with someone. So there is someone in your space, especially since that love card came through. Divine is giving you opportunities to vibe with the frequency of love. It doesn't have to be romantic. It could be platonic. It could be someone that you connect with and vibe with in a spiritual way. So yeah, beautiful frequencies of receptivity between you, flowing between you and another beautiful being. But I definitely see you opening your throat chakra and sharing something wonderful that you have to show the world, to share with the world. Ashe. Thank you, Divine. I'm so grateful that you tuned in, beautiful being. Thank you so much. I hope that this reading brought through some clarity, some insight, some good vibes. And I love you. I wish you peace. I wish you joy and so many blessings. Take care.